All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your Smackdown review for October 6th, 2023. Thought it was another about middle of the pack, decent show. Outside the Bloodline stuff, not a lot to get excited about. Bunch of rumors going around. CM Punk might be returning. They've been referencing him on WWE this week. And then tonight you had another reference by Corey Graves, brought up a famous quote that CM Punk has used in the past. He used it in the feud with MJF, and then he said it years ago in Ring of Honor when MJF returned. They showed that clip. So yeah, and do my get my Fastlane predictions done for this video. There's only 5 matches announced. It might add 1 or 2 more because 5 matches is not a lot per pay-per-view. WWE usually does like about between 6 to 8 matches for pay-per-views, so they'll probably add 1 more match at least for tomorrow night. All right, let's get to it. LA Knight, yeah, he starts the show, grabs the mic, says, "Let me talk to you." Soon as he says it, you hear Paul Heyman, "Ladies and gentlemen." LA Knight didn't hear him, so Heyman said it louder, "Ladies and gentlemen." And the Bloodline comes out. Paul Heyman, the OG, Solo Sikoa, and Jim. Calls himself Jim now instead of Jimmy. Paul Heyman says, "I know this industry, the next big thing in the industry." And he's talking about the next big megastar. The next big megastar is going to be LA Knight. "You earned my respect, sir, and that pisses me off." I mean, oh, hold on. He says, "You earn my respect." And then, he was talking about the chants. They get pissed off by the yeah chants every time every time LA Knight's out there. So yeah, he's talking about the chants. The chants piss him off. And he says, "Oh, Jimmy too. Jimmy's pissed off with those chants too." Says, "Now that you've earned my attention, the Bloodline is going to do something about it." And LA Knight, he pulls a receipt out of his pocket. He looks at the receipt, then he says to Paul Heyman, "I didn't buy any of your BS." That was funny. And then Jimmy says, Jimmy Uso says, "Shut your mouth." Then LA Knight says, "I know you ain't talking to me." Yeah. Jim says, "I'm talking to you, LA Knight. We ain't probably been introduced, my oos." I'm him, Jim Uso. I like all of a sudden, I like how all of a sudden Jimmy's become Jim now. He's been calling himself Jim, but he was doing it more tonight. He says, "I'm with the Enforcer Solo, along with the OG. We're here to tell you right to your face, you ain't making it to Fastlane, oos." They get up on the apron. Right there. And then looks like they're about to attack LA Knight. And now comes John Cena, the franchise, the Peacemaker. He shows up for some backup. And then Paul Heyman tells the Bloodline, "Yeah, get down for the apron." And LA Knight gets on the mic. He says, "Oh, you guys didn't have permission from your little chief, now did you? How about me versus Jim later tonight?" Jim accepts. He's like, "Okay, yeah." Paul Heyman's like, "What do you mean okay? What do you mean okay? You need to get authorized by Roman Reigns." That's hilarious. Then we got Judgment Day segment in the back. They're walking in the parking garage or parking lot in the back in the arena somewhere. Then all of a sudden, JD McDonough shows up. Damien Priest is like, "Hey, why is he here?" Rhea Ripley says, I told him to be. We need him tonight." So yeah, that was it for that. We got Charlotte Flair and Asuka versus Io Sky and Bailey. Flair and Asuka win, whatever. Just didn't really care. All right, next up we got another segment in the back with the Bloodline. They're like walking or whatever in the back somewhere. Jim says, "Trouble Chief has got to be here to authorize. He ain't never here. Oos, I'm here." He's arguing about Paul Heyman. And then they get to their locker room, the Bloodline locker room. You left the door open. And then Jim says, looks like y'all in the wrong room. Y'all in the wrong locker room. And then they pan over the camera, and Judgment Day is just chilling in there on the couch and stuff in the locker room. And Finn Balor says, we're exactly where we're supposed to be. So a little bit of more tension between Judgment Day and Bloodline. And then we come back from a commercial. We got another backstage segment, this time with the Judgment Day and Bloodline. They're all having a stare down. And then Rhea Ripley she says, everyone out. Me and Paul Heyman have to chat. And then everybody leaves except for Solo Sikoa and Damian Priest. They're just pretty much staring at each other. And then eventually Damian Priest leaves. And then Paul Heyman says, don't worry about it, Solo. I got this, or whatever he said. You can go. And then we got LWO. They head out to the ring. This is going to be Rey Mysterio versus Bobby Lashley. Rey Mysterio hits a springboard moonsault for a 2 count. Bobby Lashley, he's got Rey Mysterio he's got a bear hug applied on Rey Mysterio. Rey fights out of it. Lashley applies it again. Rey fights out of it again. And then the third time, Lashley has the bear hug again. Rey fights out of it. Rey hit a DDT. Lashley kicks out. Rey goes for the 619. Bobby Lashley counters it by catching Rey in midair. And then Lashley tosses Santos into the timekeeper area on the outside. Rey goes for the 619. He hits it twice. First time he hit it, Lashley was standing. And then Rey set it up again. This time he hit it with the regular way, with Lashley draped on the ropes, on the middle ropes. And then LWO and Street Profits, their 4 guys all brawl outside. Street Profits get the better of the 2 LWO members on the outside, and then Rey hits a senton on Angelo Dawkins, sending him into Montez Ford. Montez Ford looked like he bended his knee or his leg awkwardly because he wasn't looking when Rey hit the senton on Angelo Dawkins on the outside. Rey goes back in the ring and he takes a vicious spear from Lashley, speared him out of the damn universe, out of the galaxy. Nasty, the camera angle that they had on the live feed. And then Lashley wins. So Lashley picks up the win. Don't remember when he had his last match. It was probably I'm thinking June or July. But yeah, tomorrow they're gonna be on the pay-per-view tomorrow, facing LWO. Backstage, we got the chat with Paul Heyman and Rhea Ripley. Rhea says, make a wise decision. He says, we're stronger together, the Judgment Day and the Bloodline. Paul Heyman says, oh, he likes the idea. It's really good. I'm going to make a phone call and get this authorized. And then he's about to call Roman. Rhea Ripley puts her hand on the phone and lowers it down. And she's like, authorized? And Paul Heyman says, I don't think you understand. I need to get this authorized. Rhea says, I completely understand. I'm saying that is authorized. And Paul Heyman says, yeah, for the Judgment Day, but not for the Bloodline. For the Bloodline, it can only be authorized by one human being, the tribal chief. Rhea said, and then Rhea says, acknowledge me. The whole crowd started reacting to that. That was priceless for the crowd. And then Paul Heyman says, you're in the wrong locker room to say something like that. Rhea says, am I? You're going to acknowledge me just like your former boy, Jey Uso, did on Monday Night Raw. Otherwise, we're going to find out who's stronger, the Judgment Day or the Bloodline. And she says, you're authorized to make your phone call. And then Paul Heyman calls the tribal chief. He just says the same thing when he calls him. Call Roman Reigns. He tells Siri to call Roman Reigns. So they're teasing a War Games match between the Judgment Day and the Bloodline. But then towards the end of the night, we find out that they're together or whatever. They're a faction, but they never showed the phone call between Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. So we don't know if he actually talked to Roman or if he went to voicemail or he texted him or what the hell happened with that. So it's gonna be a pissed off Roman Reigns coming back next week. So we'll see what happens with that. All right, next up we got Austin Theory versus Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee hit a Hurricane Rana, and then all of a sudden Grayson Waller music hits. He heads to the ring, and Dragon Lee hits a German suplex. Grayson Waller gets on the apron to distract Dragon Lee, and then Austin Theory hits his rolling drop kick, the one where he jumps from outside of the ring to inside the ring through the bottom rope, and he hits the rolling drop kick. Dragon Lee hit a powerbomb for a 2 count. Dragon Lee hit a double stomp from the top rope. And then Dragon Lee hit a suicide dive on both Austin Theory and Grayson Waller outside the ring. Then all of a sudden, Cameron Grimes, he shows up. He attacks Grayson Waller, and Dragon Lee rolls up Austin Theory for the win. Just didn't really care about this match. So they're going to have Dragon Lee teaming up with Cameron Grimes, looks like, to feud with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. I just don't really care about this. Pretty much just jobber stuff right here. All right, next up, we got a backstage segment with LWO. We got Rey Mysterio, Zelina Vega, and Santos Escobar. Rey Mysterio says to Santos, there's no way you're going to compete tomorrow. Says he'll have to make a phone call. So it looks like, so Rey Mysterio is going to have a new partner tomorrow. So I'm not sure who that's going to be. It might be this Dragon Lee guy or who knows, somebody else. So we'll see what happens to that, who his new partner is. All right. Then we got they showed the highlights of Seth Rollins and Nakamura in the back. And then after they finished showing that video, they had Damian Priest just in the back watching the segment on a monitor or a TV on the back. And they're like teasing the Money in the Bank cash in. Usually they don't the person doesn't cash in when they show that. So yeah, Damian Priest is not cashing in on the winner of Rollins versus Nakamura tomorrow. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you have the person watching holding the briefcase and watching the highlights or whatever, and then he's gonna tease in the next night? Doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I doubt that's gonna happen tomorrow. All right, next up we got LA Knight. Yeah, facing Jim Uso, my bad. Facing Jim Uso in the main event. LA Knight hit a power slam for a near fall. Jim hit a super kick. LA Knight hit a sunset flip, and then he kept his knees up, and then he drove Jim into his knees. That looked nasty. Even Paul Heyman was reacting outside, like he had pain in his back. And then Solo Sikoa, he interferes. He starts beating up LA Knight, and then here comes John Cena. Where is he at? There he is. He's done pop-ups. So Cena, he shows up, he throws Solo out of the ring. And all of a sudden the Judgment Day come out. And then we got a face-off here. Paul Heyman, he shakes Rhea Ripley's hands. And then he says, authorized. Jey Uso and Cody show up. So we pretty much got a brawl. And then everyone pretty much fights. Right there. Cody hits a suicide dive. And then Jey Uso, he hit a suicide dive. And then so John Cena, he wants to try a suicide dive. He's attempting it. And then Solo, he nails Cena with a super kick. LA Knight attacks Solo. And then everybody pretty much hits a finisher on JD McDonough. LA Knight hit the BFT. Jay hit a super kick on McDonough. And then Cena hit the AA. And then Cody Rhodes hit the crossroads right there. And that was it for that. So that's pretty much it for SmackDown. All right, let's get to CM Punk WWE news. Looks like CM Punk might be on his way back, most likely November in Survivor Series because it's in Chicago and his hometown. So if a return happens, I think this is pretty much his last chance in wrestling, yo. He messes this up, he's done with wrestling for good if he comes back. I'm still not sure, man. Why he still hates Triple H and Vince. Maybe Triple H can talk to Vince, and then they can get CM Punk back, try to defuse the whole thing, and just start from scratch, I guess. But it'll be exciting if he shows up. Probably feud with most likely whoever has the world title, either Seth Rollins or Drew McIntyre. Looks like he's gonna turn heel, and it's gonna be Drew versus Seth Rollins. Probably at Saudi Arabia or Survivor Series, and then you have Punk show up to confront the winner. That's if CM Punk's gonna show up. Well, he most likely will now because they've been referencing him the whole week. But I'm still not sure, man. It's like I don't know. He hates Vince and Triple H too much, man. I don't know. So yeah. That's it for that. All right, last thing, Fastlane predictions. Let's get to this. There's only 5 matches, like I said before. So they'll probably add 1 or 2 more tomorrow. We'll see what happens to that. All right, first one, we'll talk about Judgment Day. Finn Balor and Damian Priest are going to face Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso for it's a tag team match for the undisputed tag titles. I think Judgment Day just won it like a month ago, so they're not going to lose that fast. Yeah, so I'm going to go with the Judgment Day there with Finn Balor and Damian Priest retaining the tag titles. There's no way they're going to lose them, man. They just won them. And then you're going to have this new team with Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso in. That doesn't make any sense. All right, next we got World Order, LWO, Mysterio, Santos, and Carlito. Hold on, is this a typo or is Carlito actually going to be in the match? Who did it say before? Who was it last week? Was it one of the LWO guys in the match? And I can't remember. Okay, so if this is right, then Carlito's going to be his partner, but we'll see. If it's not Carlito, then yeah, I don't know who else. Yeah, so you got LWO versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. I'm going to go with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits to win this match. This is a new group they're building up, so they can't keep losing matches. I'm going to go with Lashley and the Street Profits. Io Sky versus Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. Probably go with Charlotte Flair, I guess. I don't know. She's just annoying, y'all. She's just gonna keep on winning. Gonna try to break her dad's record 16 times. 16-time heavyweight champion. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Charlotte Flair there. John Cena and LA Knight. Yeah. Versus the Bloodline. Jim Uso and Solo Sikoa. I'm gonna go with John Cena and LA Knight. So you got Roman Reigns coming back next week, so gonna be pissed off. He's gonna be mad at Jimmy, whatever his name is now. But you're not in the Bloodline. You won out, then you want it back in. Nah, man, you done. I'm saying you done with the Bloodline. You out, oos. And then he's gonna be mad about the Judgment Day being all up in the Bloodline locker room and just chilling there. They even kick him out. They defend their territory. He's gonna be mad about that. He's gonna be mad about what else? The Jey Uso's gone to Raw. They'll be mad. Oh, the Jey Uso's out, so I won't be too mad about that. And then yeah, so pissed off Roman Reigns coming back next week finally. Then we got Seth Rollins versus Nakamura. Don't really care about this match either. And the turbo build, no stupid back injury. And he was taunting him about it again this week, doing his dumb count or whatever, Nakamura. Seth Rollins gonna retain, man. I don't see Seth Nakamura winning this match, even though they're selling Seth Rollins injury, the real injury, or it's a storyline injury or whatever. Yeah, but I'm picking Seth Rollins to retain. That's pretty much it for SmackDown review and predictions and my thoughts on CM Punk. All right. See ya.